Hey events team, it's Abby. Hey, so I wanted to bring you some of what we talked about last night if you couldn't get there. So I'm just going to go over some of the notes that I took. So we last night focused on the Connect Group rally, which is coming up on the 27th, which is in just under 2 weeks. It's on a Sunday. It's at 6 p.m. at Noah's event venue. And so the purpose of it is it's a training event for new Connect Group leaders and co-leaders and anyone that's involved in hosting or leading a Connect Group. So I talked about how important Connect Groups are in our church. It's a very big deal. This is a big event because it's just really important, and it's something that we do all the time. But it's a little different than what we have done in the past. So in the past, we've done Connect Group Leader training, and that usually was right after church in like the worship center. And we just wouldn't tear down, and it would only last like 30 minutes to an hour. So we've changed it, and Pastor Lynn had a different idea about it. He's like, we should just make it more family oriented, and people can bring their kids, and there'll be childcare, and there'll be dinner. So it's just different, and it's going to be more fun. We get to be a little bit more creative with it. So I just want to talk a little bit about what we went over last night and what ideas we came up with. So like I said, August 27th at 6 p.m. is when it will start. And our focus for the events team is to provide an inviting, meaningful, and fun experience for the attendees of the Connect Group rally, their family, from the family to from the kids to the parents, and everyone in between who doesn't have kids. Not everyone has kids. So providing a fun experience for everyone, and of course the training part, Pastor Landon will do awesome like he always does. So our areas of focus as a team, coming from Pastor Landon, he wanted us to focus on the dinner and finding some food for it, catering or whatever it takes, and then also creative like building setup, minus the kids setup, because we don't need to do the kids setup because Pastor Sharon is handling all of the kids. So I will attach in the email a picture of the building and what kind of we came up with. But the kids will be in the room that's closest to check-in, where check-in is on Sundays, and the actual training will be in the room that the elementary kids were in. So if you walk into the building directly to the left, past the Info Center TV, in that room is the game room. That's technically what it's called at Noah. So we're going to be using that room for the training itself. And then the worship center, what we usually use for Sunday mornings, we are going to use that for the food. So we're going to have awesome setup in there. So we talked about all this stuff. And also we want some signage, just kind of like directional, or like a welcome sign, and then a sign that says, kids check in, kids check in, food, and then, so everything that's going on. So the day of details, let me give you some time details. The schedule is we want to be people ready by 5:45. That means everything's done. Everything's ready for everybody. Everything. So gather in the game room at 6 o'clock. I don't know if we necessarily have to do that because we're going to be getting food ready and stuff. But that's when people will gather in the game room, and Pastor Lannon's going to pray over the evening, and he's going to pray for the food. So then right after that, people are going to come into the worship center, and they're going to get their food. So in the attachment that I provided, you'll see where our food table will be. And I know that we're still working on the layout of the tables in the worship center. And so there's a lot of ideas. I'll tell you who's all doing what. And the actual training itself is going to begin around 6:30. So it could be a little later than that. It just depends how long people are eating for. And then the training itself should last about an hour, so about 7:30 to 8. should be about the time it ends, and then we want to tear down about 30 minutes after that. But we could probably start tearing down some of the food before that. But if you're leading a Connect group, you need to go to the training. So yeah, we're gonna work it out. So for the dinner portion of the night, I actually just talked to Pastor Lennon. I said, how many people do you think are going to come? And he said about 100. So we were saying maybe 100, 120. So about 100 people we're going to say, because that's kids. We're feeding the kids too. So we had ideas like Alamo Cafe, barbecue like Rudy's, Grady's, Dickie's, or Zio's. That was a popular suggestion. And so I have, so if you weren't at the meeting last night, then I did not put you on doing something like getting something prepared before then, but you could definitely help the day of, just because I already have people that came to the meeting that are now working on getting, like, organizing some stuff for the evening. So Yolanda, Liz, and Jen are working on the getting the catering. So they're already calling places, they're already doing that. And yeah, so then the next meeting we're going to plan more of like the day of stuff, and you know, who needs to be there when, and when we want to set up the building and things like that. So next, the decor setup, which would be like, you know, the tables, the chairs, and we have some really fun ideas. So I got Jackie Sittenauer, and I also have Jackie Castillo. She's newest to the events team. Yay! I mean, we're all new to the events team, I guess, but she's real new. I just met her a few weeks ago, but she's helping to. They're going to be working together, helping to make this decorations, especially on the tables. So and also want Talia in on that. So we came up with some ideas for decorations. So parchment paper tablecloths, or not parchment paper, sorry, butcher paper, parchment paper, no, to write on. And we were thinking we could write the 4 steps of the vision of Livingstone. So know God, find freedom, discover purpose, make a difference, like in white. So the idea is that when you walk into the worship center, there's going to be multiple tables put together, like the 6-foot tables, and that paper on top, and then, you know God, just all the way down, about 4 tables put together times about 4, just depending on how we do it, and then some sort of centerpiece or something in the middle that they can interact with. So we were thinking of having some pens or something to write with that we could ask questions on there, like, what are you excited about this semester? Just really get people creative, and it'll be fun for the kids if they want to draw. They can just draw on the paper, and then it's really easy to clean up. That's another thing. So that was a really cool idea. I was like, yes. And maybe some conversation starter games on the tables, like little index cards that just have questions on them to get to know everyone. And then balloons potentially came up. So these are ideas that Jackie Castillo's working on, and Liz feel. She wasn't on this paper that I have in front of me, but she's also working on that. So I got Jackie Castillo and Liz working on that. If Jackie Sittenauer and Talia want to get in on that too, just text the group and get more information about that and what they're researching and looking at. So we just want it to be fun. You know, we want it circle around. Your life is your group. That is the tagline. So it's gonna be awesome. But also, we want some signage, like I was saying. And my idea was that Katie could make those signs. I know she's really good at that. Just some, like, probably 1, 2 chalkboards, maybe some for the food. But if we're getting it catered, then we probably don't need that. So Katie, you can get with, or I can get with you and talk more about if you can create those signs. I have a lot of chalkboards that we can work with. Trust me. So be looking for the layout of the building in this email, and any other information that you'd like, please let me know. But really importantly, so this Tuesday, let me see what date that is. Probably should have planned that. Okay, Tuesday the 22nd, which is next week, we're going to meet back, and we're going to go over all this stuff. We're going to talk about it and nail down those hard details, get down to the detailed side of it. So please come with ideas, please come with your thoughts and all that good stuff. So let me know if you have any questions, how I can help, and I'll keep my eye out too. I already looked at Rudy's. I'm keeping my eye out for some things, but I'm really excited. So I love you guys, and thanks for watching yet another long video. If you watch the other one, it's also really long, and I'm really weird, so I hope I'm entertaining. But okay, well, y'all have a great week. I'll see you guys later. Bye.